So, let's talk about one of my new faves of the season of fall anime, Journey of Elaina. Like I did say to one viewer that I would put pictures in it, but however, I feel like nothing truly amazing really happened in this episode for me to do so. That or I'm just being completely lazy. But either way, let me just talk about it first. Let's talk about the opening. The opening, of course, is beautiful and it shows despite Elena going to different places and having different adventures, it only shows her. It will show her master here and there, but most of the time it's just her by herself in this beautiful world. It doesn't want to spoil anything or show anybody who will be part of the story. It just shows Elena in the vast world that we're about to unfold, showing despite where she goes and she will meet tons of people, it is still a very lonely, lonely road. She is by herself. I guess you could also compare this to two series about magicians. One is Kiki Delivery Service, which is known by everyone. And of course, the Moshoku Tensei spinoff, Roxy Gets Serious, where she's also a witch a magician, mage, who goes off on her own and learns the way of magic. Except for she ran away. But either way, I look forward to it. It's one of the very few animes of the season, despite I'm watching a lot of them. It's the very few that I truly look forward to. So every time it's Friday, it's Elena Friday for me. Some people are looking for the other stuff. This is it for me right here. Anyways, speaking of loneliness, that's what this entire episode's emphasis was on. When you really think about it, was loneliness. She goes to this place, and I do like her attitude as it changes. She acts more and more like her master as the show goes on. Even though it's only the second episode, the way she acts, she has that cockiness about her, that ignorance. She seems wise, she seems calm, but she also seems very, how ignorant she truly is, how immature when it comes to the entire world as a whole, which makes sense. Well, anyways, speaking of that, she meets someone else, a witch who wishes to pass apprenticeship, but she completely sucks at it. And this is the point where, I saw where the story is going up. The sad part about this is that I knew what was happening at the very beginning. It didn't really show why this witch was clashing into it. I've seen this happen tons of times in manga, anime, light novels, video games, movies, where that one clumsy, pitiful person crashes into the main character and something goes missing. I've seen this. I already knew what was going to happen. Like, she has her brooch because the minute when she was going around and she was getting kicked out off all the fancy little inns. And first of all, Elaine, why did you want to go to a fancy inn? You were on your own, on a journey on your own. And the first thing you don't want to do is go to the fanciest inn. You go to the cheap places first, okay? You do some work, you gain more money, and that's how you do it. I never want to go to the cheap place first. The expensive place first. I gotta save that money. Well, anyways, she meets with Saya, and she also works at the inn and she wants to become, a apprentice, but she says she's terrible at it. She's not very good. However, as you see as the show unravels, you see how Elena is very observative when it comes to Saya's progress. She's very good at progress. She can already actually fly pretty well. She even explains how the apprenticeship goes, the novice exams, how pretty much the written exam is easy because you just gotta memorize everything. Then, of course, is the annoying part is the actual magic part. In a way, it's like getting your driver's license. Except for you don't need to have a car in your name or insurance because that's just a pain in the butt, in my opinion. Anyways, that being said, she was too good. She was way too good. I already saw where this is going. Like, oh, I see where this is going. I really do. And then of course the lady, she saw her smirky face, like, oh yeah, can't quite remember where I saw your brooch at, and gave her some money. Oh, here you go, kind lady. Oh, now I remember. There's always a character like that, man. Always one. But the fact that you understand why, and it goes with Saya's personality. If you see Saya's personality. She seems like this clumsy, pitiful, hopeless kind of person. Some people use that to their advantage, but you don't know much about them. Of course, she had a little sister. Little sister passed the exam, and I guess she could pass the exam. I guess she didn't want to be alone. I guess she had fear of keep failing it. So she already knew how to fly the broom, and she was good at some attack magic. So I wonder why she didn't really pass. It wasn't really that specific on that, really. Like, why she really couldn't pass the exam. She seemed to be good at it. She did more focus and stuff, to the point where, of course, Elaina could have catched on, but she has that ego of hers. Elaina has a big ego because she is someone who graduated at a young age, and she's already on her own. So with someone like her, she's going to be, she can easily pick up on things, but it's her ego that's going to get in her way. And it exactly shows it here. Even when they're at the dinner table at the restaurant, she puts all the freaking mushrooms inside his plate and stuff, lying to her and stuff, forcing Saya to eat all the mushrooms, and not her. She's picking up from her master. And like I said in the last review, I really wish we had at least another episode with her and the master, at least, or some flashbacks of her learning some tasks or having a talk. And it's one of the things I don't like how some anime, some video games, movies do, where the character is supposed to have some attachment to someone, but yet we rarely get to see that attachment. It would have been nice to see that, see how far she's grown as a character by showing some sort of flashback of her and Fran having a conversation, a life learning lesson, something. But we don't get that, unfortunately. So anyways, back with Saya's character. You can see some of them. They're very rare to find, so that's why it's hard to pick up on a character like hers. Someone who's very pitiful, but they're really smart, they're good, but they only can really advance by people picking up off their pity. Almost like Rachel from Tower of God. And you know how much I hate Rachel. These people are very manipulative, they're easy at reading the mood, all that stuff. But once when the jig is up, they're kind of screwed sometimes unless they have a backup plan. It's really hard to tell. What I also want to say is, if this was a guy in this situation, you already know this dude's reputation will be ruined. He would look like a scumbag, jerk, all that stuff. There'll be no head patch for him. He'd be going straight to jail. That's all I'm saying here, man. Of course, if you're a crying little girl, you get away scot-free. Life just is not fair. Well, anyways, that's what I got for his review. It was nice to see, like pretty much what I expect. The thing about this show is, so far, the way I'm predicting it goes, it's going to be very episodic. She's going to meet different people, and things won't get serious and I bet, towards the end of the series. We'll see. But it'll be nice, too, to pick up on some, some more world building as the show goes on. Seeing like there's probably a conflict or something that's happening, a shortage, a famine, something to really make the world itself come alive. As some sort of problem going on across the land. And of course, Saya came from another part of the East, so it's the reason why she was doing her tradition of begging for people. So, because of course, East Side in this world is still Asian countries. It makes sense. Even her name, Saya, is an Asian name. So I guess they're keeping that kind of, geology of the world, which is interesting. So anyways, that's what I got for this episode. It was nice. Like I said, I was going to do pictures, but I didn't see a point in doing pictures. Nothing really important, truly, to show anybody. It was just, beautiful artwork as always. And that's pretty much it. If something gets interesting or serious, I'll do that. But until then, we'll have to wait and see. So anyways, if you are also excited for a journey in Elaina, you love it so much, and you like my content, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. And I need to get me some water. It's right here. Much better. I was there the entire time. I didn't notice it. Anyways, Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.